Heading up to the code 3 chase. Suspect was last reported southbound on Highway 99.
In this series, top cops, criminologists, psychologists and journalists will brief actors on the events leading to the murder of an innocent. It is the actors who reveal the raw emotions in the stories of a stalker who kills.
Thinking, you know, what I should do with this.
He's crazy, so I don't know.
From Nardia's perspective, you can't really think of anything more terrifying than having a gun in your mouth thinking that you're going to die.
Happy birthday.
Marcus, oh my God, please.
Don't fool with me. I'm gonna show you.
No, baby, don't do it.
Nardia Escalating and Marcus D, young, in love. But theirs was a story destined for tragedy.
You're gonna ruin your life, do you understand? You're gonna do something that you're gonna regret. Put the gun away, put it away. Just go, please go. Please just turn around and go back. Please turn around. Please turn around. Please go away, please.
Nardia Esseldine's big, exciting adventure, away from home for the first time, a student in Chicago.
It's really good. It's I've just moved over from Florida, so here in Chicago, it's a totally different city. It's just amazing, and I love being at the University of Chicago studying law. I mean, that is a dream come true. I can't even tell you.
She was just enjoying her college days with her friends, socialising, studying, working really hard, trying to fund herself through her programme.
I mean, I'm far away from my family, sure, but you know, I think it's nice to have something new, have a fresh beginning and something for myself, so I'm excited.
As confident as she may have appeared, Nardia was leaving a big, happy support structure behind.
I've got a twin sister, Nega, and two older sisters, and then a brother. We forget about him. He's the only boy.
She came from a big family, and her dad was keen for her to self-fund her way through her college years.
Chicago was working out. Great place, great people.
And then she comes across Marcus D.
I've just met this guy. I met him through my sister's roommate.
I mean, what's not to like?
He is older than me, but I love that because he's so much more mature than all the other guys that I know at school and everywhere. You know, he has, and also he was in the U.S. Army.
Serving my country, I'm proud. You know, it's hard, but I love it. Proud of that. My family are proud. Everyone's great.
But was the ex-soldier damaged? What wartime experiences had he faced?
America was fighting in both Afghanistan and Iraq when Dee was on active service. It's almost certain that he was on the ground in one of those two conflicts.
And with two serving police officers for parents, he was no stranger to guns. Nardia did not know that Marcus was a volatile man and armed.
Guns were the norm, and he should never have had control over them.
So this was the couple in 2012. Nardia, the happy-go-lucky student, and Marcus D, the damaged ex-soldier.
He's seen things that you only read about or hear about. And so I'm really intrigued to be around him.
She's got something about her that just kind of resonates.
Plus, he's really gorgeous as well. He's cute.
She swept me straight off my feet. As soon as I came back, I got grounded, I got my stuff together. I met this beautiful woman, and she, the way she made me smile,
I think she sees Marcus as attractive. Physically, he's attractive. He's just come out of the army. Maybe she sees the thrill of an older guy. She's probably quite excited by him, and I think he's probably her first proper boyfriend as well.
Soon after the relationship began, Dee began to exhibit a need to control. Simple matters at first. The student might want to go to a frat party, the old soldier to a bar with his friends. Nardia was soon to see a side of Marcus she didn't like.
I think we are slightly on different pages.
Control, discipline.
Dee had a reputation for a quick temper. By the time he returned to civilian life, he definitely had issues.
The age thing maybe contributes to that.
In my world, she's in my world. I'm in her world. We got our own world together, right?
I think also Marcus just has it in his mind that, maybe I shouldn't really be studying or working so much. But, that's just like his old-fashioned way of thinking.
I don't want to just wandering off doing, left, right, whatever she wants.
I think control would have been incredibly important in Dee's life. He would have just come out of the army, things would have been very boundaried. He would have had rules on how women should be, I suspect, and being able to mould somebody young to be who he thought they should be would have been important to him.
No, it doesn't work like that. That's not how a relationship works. I need her to be by my side, making those decisions with me. You can't just make a decision without me.
The controlling Dee stepped up his manipulation of the young student. Her carefree student days were all too short. She changed. Now, she just wanted to keep her man happy.
One of Nardia's sisters noticed the changes in her character after she started dating.
He can be very difficult at times.
I'm a man. I served the U.S. Army. I did my bit for my country. I'm proud of that. And I want to just rest. I want to chill. I want to be, I want to set up something. I don't want someone bringing me down or thinking they can just do whatever they want. It doesn't work like that.
The abuse would have been to manipulate things that she was saying, wanting to know where she was going all the time.
He'll say things like comments about the way I do my makeup or my hair in the morning, and he'll be like, who are you dressing up for? And it's for no one, for no one. I'm just going to school.
Not trusting her, thinking that she was flirting with men and seeing men when she wasn't, not allowing her to have male friends.
The issue is,
it just doesn't make sense to me. Like, it's just, I don't know, he's just jealous, I guess.
I love her. I love her so much.
Despite proclaiming how much he loved her, Dee became physically abusive.
I don't know if he knows his own strength. He can kind of, he does push and pull me around places, and, I've got some bruises on my arms.
And part of the abusive boyfriend's culture, guns. He was still an army reservist. Nardia seems to have tried to keep him calm.
Not everybody has to understand what goes through Marcus' mind, but Nardia understands that. She understands everything about me.
He does scare me. I mean, he really scares me. Sometimes it's just like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. tries to,
Even though they were in a relationship, there was a sense in which he was stalking her within the relationship.
I really try hard with him because I want to make him happy, and I know that he's been through a lot of things, but he does, he's so unpredictable. I think that's what it is. I just don't know what I'm gonna say that's gonna trigger him off at what moment, you know, and that scares me. That scares me.
Things came to a head one night. A minor argument over who should get the beers blew up. Dee pulled out a knife.
I threatened her with a knife just because I needed her to understand who was in control.
There's an incident where she's trying to be the perfect partner for Dee and she forgets to get his beers and he goes crazy.
Yeah, that was, it just didn't make sense because he came over and he was asking me where are, you know, the beers, and I thought he was gonna get them. I mean, just like a stupid mistake, and he just lost it and he pulls out this switch knife.
Starts stabbing her jackets, he tears up her boots.
I can't control it. I don't know how to separate that anger.
It sounds like he was flailing around, destroying anything he could find, anything that she valued.
And at first I just thought, I mean, I was terrified, but I just thought it was just him, like a gesture, just like a joke, you know? And then he like started stabbing at my jacket and ripping and tearing up my clothes, and
I say what you can wear and what you can't wear. If I do this to your stuff, then I'm allowed to because I have the power in this relationship and you'll wear what I want you to wear.
One side is like happy, the other side is complete despair and loneliness. I don't like feeling lonely like that. Do you know how hard that is to explain? Do you know how hard that is to accept and admit that I do not like to feel lonely?
I started shouting at him and I tried to just to ask him to stop, to slow down, to you know, but he wouldn't listen.
What I was trying to show her was who was in control.
He turned the knife on me and
He's trying to destroy everything that's precious to her. She loves her clothes, she loves fashion, so he wants to obliterate all of that. The hatred was raw, but worse was to come.
Nobody could possibly know what was going on behind the eyes of Marcus D. Despite violent outbreaks and the constant control freakery exhibited by Marcus D, he and Nardia remain in a relationship well into 2013. Nardia was facing further restrictions on her lifestyle. D doesn't like her going to college.
he doesn't really like it. He thinks some of the girls that I hang out with are a bad influence.
They're idiots. I don't like them. They're bad for her. They're bad news. They're trying to bring her down.
I don't know, it's hard even making new friends because he won't even let me go out with them. You know, those initial stages are so important when you're making a new friend. You want to show them that you're, I don't know, a likable person, but I can't even do that. He just doesn't let me. He's really difficult.
The relationship started to change Nardia. It started to change her personality. I think she became more withdrawn, she lost weight, she started to be very sensitive about the things that she ate.
The thing is, I want to look after my weight. I want to make sure I'm eating right and also going to the gym. Marcus recommended veganism, so I've been trying that out. I'd hate for him to think I was fat or anything like that. I mean, that would just be the worst.
She started smoking, so all these things indicate building anxiety, probably, and also a building fear as a result of what was happening in her relationship.
Dee continued to effectively stalk his own girlfriend, turning up unannounced at university gatherings. Angry, jealous, never trusting her.
If I just look in a different direction, like we'll be in a restaurant having dinner, and I'll look out the window and he'll say, "Who are you looking at?" As if I'm just always on the prowl looking for some guy. But
I think she's a very attractive, beautiful woman. I think any man would find her very attractive, but that burns me.
He's over-possessive, he's paranoid about losing her, and he's watching and trying to control everything she does.
I wouldn't, because I love him, and I wouldn't even dare anyway. I mean, he's not the guy you do that to,
Nardia somehow still manages to see good in Dee.
She becomes quite compliant in the relationship, probably as a result of fear, and believing on some level that she was in love, and and also believing that Dee might change and that things might not always be this way. If she could be the person that he wanted her to be.
I'm her man. She's my woman.
The trouble was she could never be that person.
I do love him. He's been through a lot of things, he deserves a second chance. He does. Everyone does.
Then, around their first anniversary as a couple in Chicago, the incident that changed everything.
Dee grabbed the woman he claimed to love. He grabbed her head and he forced the pistol into her mouth.
Open your mouth, bitch.
He shoved a gun into my mouth. And my mouth was all torn up, and Who does that? Who does that?
I have a line. I think every man in the world has a line. And you push the man over that line, they ain't coming back.
His background would indicate that he has very strict rules in his mind on how women should behave, and if one of the rules is broken, it doesn't matter if she actually breaks the rule or whether he thinks she's broken a rule, then that triggers his immediate out of control anger response.
I was so scared. I don't want to die. I don't. So, I'm the only one that really even cares for him, gives him the time. No one,
I can't let you just keep pushing me like that. And I flipped. Yeah, I flipped.
I don't know, I had to go to the ER as well, and they kept asking me, what happened? Who did this?
Dee completely lost it. This was the worst attack so far. It was an inevitable consequence of escalating violence and a sadistic, twisted mind.
When people get angry, it's an automatic reaction. It's almost like he's then out of control, and she can't do anything, and he really can't do anything until the anger subsides.
Dee's impulsive violence was an attempt to further control Nardia. She'd been hinting at leaving him. This was to ensure complete compliance to his will.
And almost thinking that it would make her stay rather than want to leave, which I think it actually did do.
Nardia's mind was made up. He had frightened her once too often.
His eyes, they weren't human. There was nothing human in them. He was just like an animal, just like he just wouldn't. It's like he couldn't see me or hear me. I kept begging him to stop, to slow down, and he just kept going. It's like there's such evil in him, and he hated me in that moment. He just hated everything about me.
It can take a horrendous incident like this for a victim to realize what's been going on for so long.
Nardia told him it was over. He wasn't about to accept that.
You know, you just can't. She's the only woman I've let in. She just went. You know, anyway, she just went. I didn't want her to go.
He bombarded her with messages, still turned up at university events. Nardia's sister, Naga, urged Nardia to turn to the courts for protection.
She is trying to help me, and she wants me to go to the court to pull out a protection order.
Naga told the court the violence her sister had suffered. Surely, getting a restraining order would be straightforward.
The petition said that Nardia had suffered cracked ribs and a fractured jaw in previous assaults, even before the attack when the gun was rammed in her mouth.
That lying, manipulative little bitch. How dare she?
Nardia, despite the evidence, was not confident of support from the authorities. This was a key moment in Nadia's story.
You see, the thing is that no one understands is that his parents are both in the Chicago police force. Do you understand what that means? And he's an ex-US soldier. He's like a hero, and he's respected. I mean, you think that they're just gonna let me go in and pull up an order against him? You think that's gonna happen?
A complaint to the police wouldn't have been covered up, but there's no guarantee that any effective action would have been taken.
And no action was taken. Nardia had been too frightened to attend the hearing.
They just threw it out. Didn't even... I mean, I get that I have to be there in person, but I just thought, I hope that maybe it could have just been sorted.
Amazingly, Marcus D. turned to the courts himself to protect him from Nadia's sister. She was the stalker in his eyes.
He petitioned the court for a no-contact order. He told the judge that he had received 2 phone calls on the same day.
Simple. Told her she was harassing me. She was harassing me.
I think he was so angry that he'd lost all ability to rationalise, to see things from an outsider perspective, and in his world, his beliefs were reality, and that was the truth.
His lack of perspective is breathtaking. He's been stalking Nardia for nearly a year. He's been regularly beating her up. But he gets just 2 phone calls on one day, and he runs straight to court.
Why was Dee behaving like this? Because the stalker could not live without his prey.
I don't function without her. I don't know how to function without her. I don't care about the friends or the lawyer. I just want Nardia back. That's all I want. I just want her back.
It was a total obsession. He will have been thinking of little else, just eating, sleeping, just functioning, and obsessing about Nardia.
Nardia, she gave me that peace. She gave me her time. I miss it. I don't want it to go.
There was no chance that Nardia would take him back, despite the promises he was making.
I'm not gonna hit her again. I'm right here. I'm not gonna do anything. I swear to God, I'm not gonna do anything.
But the gun-owning Marcus D. was emotionally out of control. Not even he knew what he was capable of. It was Chicago's Cook County Domestic Violence Division which had been asked to issue a no-contact order against Marcus D. to protect Nardia Ezeldine. The court had rejected the request, so the stalker D continued his behavior towards Nardia.
Yeah, he found me yesterday. I was walking to school, to class, and I turned the corner and there he was, and he just grabbed me, and I was so horrified. I was just stuck. Like, I couldn't move, and I couldn't even talk. I was just thinking, my God, does he have a gun? Does he have a knife? Like, what is he gonna do?
I was worried about her. You know, I would hang outside the university. She wasn't there. You know, I was waiting for her friends who I thought were her friends.
Obsession ran deep with Dee, and the efforts of her family to support Nardia simply enraged him. He hated her student friends. He hated her family. How many were to suffer from his harassment?
So then I found out where the family lived. I waited outside. Only a few hours a day, you know, seeing that she would come by. And then I saw her. You know, I went up to spoke to her. She ignored me. She didn't say anything. She just ran straight inside.
Dee, the obsessed stalker, now does what most stalkers do. If he can't get what he wants just by targeting the victim, he starts to harass the people who the victim cares about as well.
I don't even know how he found their contact information.
He then starts to harass her through her family. Again, it's about control, but also he's trying to now manipulate the whole situation.
He's calling all of my sisters, my brother, my parents, sending them messages, threats.
Nardia's family has started to receive a string of harassment calls and threat after threat of violence. It's impossible to know what was going on in his mind now. The abusive stalking, the aggressive control, the violence, it's all culminating in this runaway act of evil hatred.
It's deluded because he thinks that by doing this she'll somehow go back to him, not seeing that it would just make her hate him even more.
You know, it's one thing to do it to me, but when you do it to my family, you know, I can't.
I don't believe he really had any really close relationships. And so when she did finally leave, I think he couldn't bear the pain of that. And the only thing he could do to manage the pain and suffering that he was going through was to manipulate and control and do it through really aggressive behaviour.
You know, I can't protect them, and I didn't want to do that to them. You know, I love them so much, and I've totally disappointed them. Of course I have.
Dad came out, mouthing up. I told him, you don't understand. You don't understand what I'm going through right now. And she's just gone. You can't just leave.
I think there's a huge rejection thing going on. I think that Dee probably believed that Nardia was the one and they'd be together forever, and I don't think he really believed that she would ever have the confidence to leave him.
The stalker D was exerting his power any way he could. Photographs taken in happier times were now weapons to destroy a life.
It's such a big mistake, and you know, he has these photos of me. The thing you have to remember is I never wanted to take those pictures, okay? I really didn't. And I don't know, when we were together, when we were dating and we were like intimate, he made me take these photos, and now he's saying he's gonna give them to my dad. You don't understand. If my dad even sees those pictures, it would destroy him, you know? It would break him, it would... Oh my God, I can't even think about it.
Nardia Ezeldine had in 2 years changed from happy-go-lucky student in a new exciting place to a young woman weighed down by the pressure and violent intent of Marcus D. It was not as if he wasn't getting the message to back off.
You're a sick man. Do you understand?
I don't care.
You never deserved me, my love, nothing. You don't even know what love is. You're an animal. That is what you are. That is what you have become. And you deserve nothing. Nothing that is beautiful or good in this world. You don't deserve it.
Each day, Nardia stepped out of her home. She felt and was in danger. Just a few days away was her birthday. Perhaps that might offer release from the stress she was feeling.
I'm always worried now. I'm always scared.
I don't think Nadia's ever free of thinking about him. I think he would be playing on her mind all the time.
At one student party, Dee turned up and spotted Nardia simply talking to a man.
He went to the party and saw Nardia chatting with a man that she knew from college and leapt to the wrong conclusion.
Dee attacked him, punching and kicking him.
I kept hitting him. I don't care who was near me. I hit him again. I hit him one more time. I kept hitting. I just kept smacking his face until I wanted to crush.
This could have been the incident that finally pushed Dee over the edge. He's decided he has nothing to lose, and this is his end game.
The attack took place 6 days before Nardia was planning a celebration with her family.
And, you know, my birthday is... Oh, my sister, she's come all the way over here to throw me a party. And, you know, I love her. She's just amazing. But I have to go into work because, well, I need the money. You know, for school, I need it. But it's Black Friday as well, so it's one of like the busiest days in the year, and of course they need me there.
The fear factor, knowing that he could turn up at any point, the thought of Dee would have been preying on her mind all the time.
So then after I can go straight home, and you know, it's just that period, and when I'm back home, I'll be safe and I'll be with my sister and we can just, you know, relax and just laugh and eat some cake.
All the time that Nardia was hoping for the best, Dee was continuing his obsession.
She's my life. I love her so much. And I just want her back.
As her birthday neared, Nardia and her family planned her celebration. Across town, Marcus D was planning something completely different.
I'm thinking, you know, what I should do with this today. Oh, it's her birthday.
Could anyone stop the stalker Marcus D? A man armed and extremely dangerous. November 22nd, 2014, and Marcus D has woken early as he rehearsed what was about to happen.
Before, his savagery had been spontaneous, with flashes of uncontrollable violence. Now he appeared to be making plans. He's tracking his prey, planning his kill.
By now it's possible that D knew Chicago police wanted to question him about the attack on the man just 6 days earlier. This was the defining moment in a tragic story. For D, there was no turning back.
It's Black Friday, one of the busiest shopping days of the year. The store will be packed with people. But D either doesn't care or he wants everybody to see what a powerful man can do.
Had he sent Nardia a text, told her that he might drop by the shopping mall?
It's her birthday.
But I can't imagine he would do anything. Where I work, you know, there's just so many people there, and double, triple that with the Black Friday sales.
It's 22 today. And I have a special present for her.
But I don't know. He's crazy. So I don't know.
See how much peaceful? So peaceful. He's so warm. I'm just I'm thinking, you know, what I should do with this today. Oh, it's her birthday.
Marcus, oh my God, please.
She was just terrified.
Oh, no.
When Nardia caught sight of him, I imagine she had an immediate physical response of intense fear.
What are they gonna do now?
She probably started to tremble, feel quite panicky. I imagine her heart was racing.
I'm so scared, please.
I do think she feared for her life every minute of every day. In that moment when she saw him, it probably did cross through her mind, what is he here to do?
I'm gonna put this cold piece of metal, just like this. I'm gonna pull the trigger. And it's gonna be completely peaceful. She won't even know. She won't even blink.
She probably felt completely powerless and maybe just thought he's going to do what he's going to do, so maybe she thought, I just need to get out of here as quickly as possible.
Dee walked through the crowded store, his eyes on Nardia every step of the way. He came to a stop just a few feet from her.
I'm gonna show you what it's like to have a gun pointed at you.
No. Please. Baby, don't do it. Okay? Just don't do this. Please. Oh, no. You're gonna ruin your life, do you understand? You're gonna do something that you're gonna regret. Just put the gun away, put it away. Just go, please go. Please just turn around and go back. Please turn around.
Open your mouth, bitch.
What?
Come on.
Don't do it, please, Marcus. God, please, don't do this to me. Don't hurt me, please. I beg you. I haven't done anything. I swear I didn't do anything. I loved you. I did. I loved you the whole time. I gave you everything I could give. Please, don't do this to me. I'm so scared, please. Please, God, please. Please don't hurt me. Please.
Boom.
Nardia Ezeldine's life had been taken over by a first-semester romance with the wrong guy. They had spent just 12 weeks or so together as a happy couple before Marcus D. embarked on a 14-month stalking campaign. On her birthday, November the 22nd, he killed her, and then seconds later, himself.
This was an appalling story of an innocent woman with everything to live for, becoming the object of obsession for a twisted, damaged army veteran.
I think Dee was an incredibly lonely, isolated man, delusional that Nardia was his life. Didn't see how his anger and aggression and violence impacted her, he saw how it terrified her, but also thought that it was a way to keep her. And given that he didn't have anybody else, he was a sad, pathetic man who, without her, was nothing.